All right, what's going on, you master you? If you're watching this video, it's because you're a master. And not everybody can be a master like you. But I want to go over this problem. It's probably the hardest problem on the, I can't say, it's ranked as one of the hardest problems on the released EOG. So it says, group of students, blah, 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 blah. It says, of the students in the math club, 67% rounded are not in the literature club. Of the students not in the math club, 78% rounded are not in the literature club. What is the value of x plus y? Let me get my favorite color out. Lava. Lava, lava. Y'all know where you don't know where that comes from. All right, or even what I'm emphasizing. No, referencing is the word I want to say. All right, so of the students in the math club, 67% rounded are not in the literature club. So of all the students in the math club, 67 are not in the literature club. So we have to write an equation for that to figure out how many total students there are, so we can figure out what this is. So out of all the students in the math club, out of all the students, we're going to let that be M for math club. Out of all those students in the math club, 67% of them are not in the literature club. Okay, so we're saying basically 67% of M is going to give us 16. Well, that interprets as 0.67 times M is equal to 16. So what we do, we just divide by 0.67. And they said it was rounded. So 16 divided by 0.67 gives us 24. So there's approximately 24 students in the math club. So if there are 24 students in the math club, then there has to be, that means that this number is 24. 24 minus 16 gives us 8. So x is equal to 8. You're 8, buddy. Plus, now let's read the next one. Of the students not in the math club, 78% rounded are not in the literature club. So of the students not in the math club, 78% are not in the literature club. That's not going to help. But what does help mean if 78% of y, 78% of some number gives us y, then what do we have left over? 22% of some number that are not in math club is going to give us 4. So that's what we use to figure out how many students. So not in math club, I'm going to let that be n. So we're saying that 22% of some number n that are not in math club represents 4 people. So we do what we just did. So we say 0.22 n for not in math club is equal to 4. So 22% of some amount of people that are not in math club gives us 4 students that are not in math club but are in literature club. That's where they intersect. Okay, so we do 4 divided by 0.22, and that gives us n is equal to 18. So there's a total of 18 students that are not in math club. So if there's 18 here, that means y must be 14. Okay, and if we do 18 times 0.78, that gives us 14.04. So we were rounded, so we know that y has to be 14. So 8 plus 14 gives me 22. See, you got sound on this one. Come on, master. Come on. Let's go to the next problem that I need to explain. All right, master, round 2. So the widths of the video have changed because I need to get to this problem. This is specifically for first block because in first block we did not go over this. Second block we did, but it might help you, second block, to watch it again if you don't understand it. So it says line segment or segment XY is graphed in the coordinate plane, which could be the coordinates of the third vertex Z of a triangle XYZ, so that it would have a hypotenuse of a length that is the square root of 45. So we know that in a right triangle, A, B, and C, again, A and B don't matter, but we know that A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. And ultimately, we need to solve for C by taking the square root of the sum of A and B. For instance, if it was 3 and this is 4, okay, and we equal C squared, that means we'll take 3 squared, which is 9, plus 16. It's going to give me C squared, and that gives me 25 is equal to C squared, square root, and we get C is equal to 5. Since we're talking about length, is positive 5. So what is this? This right here, this is the sum of, well, A squared and plus B squared is this right here. So A squared plus B squared give this number. So in essence, I'm basically taking the sum of these two and taking the square root. So that's exactly what C means. C says if you take the square root of the sum of A squared plus B squared, you'll get C. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're taking the square root of A squared plus B squared. Remember, A was 3, B was 4. And so 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, 9 plus 16 is 25. This 25, the 25 represents the sum of 9 plus, sorry, not 25, the 5. Oh, what did I do? I hit something. So the 5 represents the sum of 9 plus 16, which is the sum of 3 squared plus 4 squared. Okay, I'm relating this to here. So 9 plus 16 is 25. So to find C, C is just the square root of A squared plus B squared. So to that, I did that so that you will understand that 45 is made up of A squared plus B squared. Okay, it is the sum of A squared plus B squared. So when I look at this segment right here, this is representing A. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6 units long. So A squared inside is going to give you 36. Well, plus B squared is going to somehow give you 45. So technically I'm saying, hey, what number squared is going to give me 45 when I add it together? If I take them out of the square root, of course you're not necessarily writing this down. If I take this out of the square root, so we're saying 36 plus B squared is going to give me 45. This is just a simple equation. Subtract 36, B squared is equal to 9, and then we take the square root, B is equal to 3. So I need this B right here to be 3. Because if it's 3, it's going to give me 9, which what is needed to be added to 36 to give me 45. So in order for that to happen, I need to go 3 here, or I need to go 3 here. So this represents the triangle that must be formed. So this has to be Z, or this has to be Z. So to figure that out, you just now look at the ordered pairs. So this point is going to give me, so I start here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, -1. And this point right here is 0, -1. Do we have an answer? 6, -1. All right, so that's Master. I appreciate you, Master, today for watching this video. I appreciate your life, Master. You did your thing. This is Mr. O'Neal. We out.